Hello, this is MCPY12 speaking, and welcome back to my Let's Play Hatsune Miku project DIVA S. So this is part 11. Now right before this part, I want to thank you all of you. I already got 1,500 subscribers, and the first video of Hatsune Miku project DIVA X has already got over 9,000 views. Thank you for all your support and subscribe, and I will keep on doing my good work here. So right now I'm going to take up some challenge items in normal difficulty there. So we go to area quest, and we're not going to do any repeats of any challenge items. So at first we're going to the cool area and take up some interesting challenge item right here. Because fake judge right here. The description, let's get out of here first. I want to show the description right here. Yeah, liar judge right here. It says the judgment is all random, so all you need to do is play normally. Do not let the judge trick you, or else you will totally get lost. You will not pass any voltage percentage there. So let's get some setup right here. We're going to do another module. Just get some setup there. Let's see. Okay, 60% boost. That should do it. Oh, come on, 2 mistakes? You gotta be joking.
うまくいったみたいだね。
Oh, come on. I thought I got 2 mistakes, but instead just one save there. Oh, man. Okay, so you probably have some decorations problems there. Just slightly, never mind. Okay, so the next one will be, let's see. Okay, panic, yeah, I hate panic the most of all challenge items there. What about using Brave Butterfly here? Maybe I need some extreme boost there. As you know, if you know me so much, of all the challenge items I hate the most is panic, because the notes will fly from anywhere you don't know. Again, one mistake. Just early sad. Better than I expected. Still.
君のおかげだね。
Okay, we got another cutscene. Kagamine Lin is inviting Kaito and Miku here. Just what's up there? Oh yeah, nice weather, Kaito. Yeah, the outside is shiny bright, just right there. Okay, we get a new event quest there. So right now, I just want to give you some preview of the event quest that I have not done right now. Of course, I have not done the easy for the final medley, and I suddenly unlocked the love trial mission here, and live together right here. So only you can use Lin, Kaito, and Miku there, but I'm not going to do in this part. We're focusing on the challenge items again. Okay, so the next one is Chaos Area. And let's see if there are any high speed. No, I'm not going to do panic there. Any high speed here? Yeah, there it is. The Chaos Medley Remix, Giga Remix here. We got high speed right here, but my recording time limit almost runs out, so I will be back after some resetting. Okay, so this one I'm going to do in high speed Chaos Medley Giga Remix. Thank God it's only in normal difficulty here. And instead we're going to set up a Miku. We're going to use we are going to use Luca as the main one right here. Let's use the Lady Master Mask of Worship. This can be interesting. Yeah, high speed is a little bit panic if you don't know the pace, just like what I did here. I crashed a lot here. Yeah, you can see a lot of mistakes. I got even more set than safe. Pretty funny here. Okay, so the next one will be in the neutral area right here. We're going to play hidden right here, but my battery almost runs out, so I will change the battery first before I come up for the next music gameplay here. So I will be back just a moment. So I'm back with a fully charged battery, and let's go for the hidden in normal difficulty. So if you have played the arcade series, you definitely know what the hidden here means, but just slightly different from the one you know. Yeah, hidden is somewhat, you can see the black note there, unlike the arcade is totally with the black note hidden there. It's somewhat easier. You can handle it definitely. Both PS Vita version and PlayStation 4 version. Let's see if I can get the next one before doing okay, hidden again, high speed again. Micronauts, we're going to deal with it later. High speed again. Okay, there it is. Shy turret here. So the turret will appear at a later time here. So we're going to do with Miku Re-Free here. So this one is a very slow paced song, so it should not be a big matter here. Let's just get some random setup here. Yeah, probably I love PD002 there rather than the 001. Yeah, probably not going to use this one. I'm going to switch another one. Bronze medal, there it is. Yeah, somewhat I crashed with one save there in the technical song. This is not really hard song. I just don't know why. Maybe I get used to hard and extreme. And we go for the next. We're going to deal with cute area. No, not panic. No high speed. Yeah, micro notes will be done later. Yeah, we're going to deal with random notes here. And we got some setup there. Cute. And yeah, we're going to deal with Kaito here. Let's make Kaito go weird, shall we? Yeah. He is cute, yeah, with this kind of flower fairy setup. I wish the duckling spinning around his head can be back, but it's no way to be seen in this version.
Ready? Let's go!
Here you can see the random notes does not mean the pace going random instead of the note separation, or the notes will be rearranged, but it will still remain two notes only. I mean, like a circle cross or circle triangle in the normal difficulty, but can be very difficult in the extreme level. Yeah, probably let's take a rest. Maybe I'm not sure about. Maybe the game, the mini game right there. Not sure about that. Yeah, there you go. Probably we will have another cutscene here. Nope, you gotta be kidding. I wish there are cutscene there. Okay, so my recording time limit almost reached to the end, so I will be doing micro notes for the last part of this video, and I will be back later. Okay, so I'm back with some resetting right here, and let's go play the micro notes in patchwork staccato right here. Whoops, I pressed the extreme again. Let's just quit again. We're going to do micro notes here. Well, in fact, micro notes is not that really hard right here. We are going to use the related module. We're going to have another setup here. Let's get a bird up there. Yeah, foxtail. No, eventually it's dogtail. Sorry about that. Yeah, micronotes is not really that tough to handle. Probably is the easiest element to handle in the challenge item there. Here you can see my fine almost reduced it to 10% of this total notes there. So probably I think that's all for the challenge items in the area quest. I just hope not to miss any one of them. I need to check again. Let's just do a quick check there. The Q area almost got the third crystal there. Yeah, already done the shy turret, random notes. Yeah, high speed there, panic there. Yeah, fake judge, micro notes here right there. Oh yeah, I forgot, totally forgot this one. Drunk notes here. So the drunk notes will fly fast or slow at a random pace there. Totally forgot this one. My god, thank god I did not miss this one. Probably I will stop this video after playing drunk notes there. Yeah, probably drunk notes will make you even more confused if you do not know how the song is played there. So probably I rack up all the challenge items after doing drug notes. So I will see you in next part of Hatsune Miku Project DIVA X. I will see you next time. Logging out. Peace. MCPY 1212.